Welcome back to the Bitterballs podcast, the podcast for expats, by expats. We are here in the Netherlands. I'm American, and Ben.
I'm from the UK.
And we are here to tell you about our experiences, and our topic for this week is going to be food.
Lovely, lovely food. We've got a lot to say on Dutch food and the foods of our own countries.
Yeah, we both have definitely interesting cuisines of our own.
Yeah.
Not the most glorious from any of the sides.
US has some of the best food and some of the worst as well.
We're not Italian.
Yeah, no. neither the UK or Netherlands. So
Yeah.
it's a third and fourth place battle for sure.
Definitely a bronze medal battle.
UEFA Nations League C. As is our custom, we're going to start with a drink, but not beer this week. We've got a Dutch spirit called Geneva.
Hoot, Gran, Genever, Jonge Dubeli.
I don't think it's going to be the best one because
Dubelzacht.
I said to the man in the shop, "What is your cheapest bottle of Geneva?" And he gave me this one for €3.
Well, it's got a picture of an orange on the back.
Well, that sounds good. No,
and some berries and. Who knows? It says Fruitschillen.
Fruitschillen.
Fruitschillen Varonder.
I think it's some kind of Dutch gin.
Yeah, I have a feeling that it's going to be the same as well. Right. So would you like to crack that open?
I will. Have you got a beer ready for a chaser?
I do have something to sip on just in case this is the worst thing I've ever tasted in my life.
So, one of the few things I know about Geneva is that they tend to... I don't even know if I'm saying it right for starters. Geneva. Let's stick with Geneva. Is that they tend to have it out of a tulip-shaped glass.
And that you're not allowed to use your hands, is that correct?
Not right, yeah. So you take a sip or you take the whole thing? I'm a little unsure. Right, should we have a smell?
Should we have... Yeah, smell first.
It smells like paint strip.
It definitely smells like it's in the gin family.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm just gonna have
It's not as strong as some gins that I've smelled before.
What percentage is it? 35, so it's slightly weaker than your average spirit. It does smell a bit like Tesco's home brand vodka.
It says that they have two different types of Geneva, that there's an old and young one. Do you know what kind we have? I think we have young.
We definitely have young. I think old is the more expensive one.
Yeah, the old one is the one that would burn the inside of your nostrils if you took a good sniff. So... Do you want to take we took a sniff, now do you want to take a sip and then we can down it? Take a little sip and swish it around your mouth and have the paint stripped from the inside of your mouth?
Alright, yeah, let's do it that way. A little sip? Alright, we'll sip,
just a little
cheers
sip.
Before the thing.
It's definitely more mild than some of the English gins that I've had.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, is it a gin? I'm guessing it's a kind of gin.
It's in the gin.
It's got a lot of fruits
family.
on the back.
It has an orange and I think some sort of berry. It might be a blueberry or maybe it's a nut or something.
Isn't there a berry that's called like a Geneva berry? Juniper berry?
Juniper?
That makes sense.
Absolutely no idea.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well, let's down it. It's not too bad. Great way to start an episode. I would have that again.
Yeah, it's not as if you get the cheapest version of other liquors, spirits or whatever, it's much worse than that. I would say
it's definitely a neutral taste. It's not too bad. I would take a shot of that in a bar before I took a shot of gin, I think.
Yeah, same. I would put that probably fairly high up.
I wonder if you're allowed to mix that with any sort of drink.
Do you think you can have a Geneva and tonic?
I mean, you can have anything you want.
It's
a free country. Yeah.
All right. Should we move on to our first food?
Okay. Yeah. So let's start with the more savory, and we can finish with some of the sweeter stuff at the end.
Absolutely.
So.
The Dutch love what they call a borrel, a snack. Well, a borrel is like an event where you go and have a beer and a little savoury snack with it. And we've got a selection of their savoury snacks.
Yeah, we have. We got it from Albert Heijn, of course, because we get everything from Albert Heijn. It was a little.
We had a little kitchen mishap.
Yeah, a slight mishap. Yeah. But we have a selection of 4 different items. We have. They're like little sausage things. Little chicken nuggets, little bitterballen, and then something called Bami Hapjes. Do you know what that is?
No, until I Googled it 5 seconds ago. It's something to do with some kind of noodle dish that's deep fried, but it comes in a little bowl. If you're English, it looks like what you see at a children's birthday party. In the buffet area, you would get some of these and you put it on a plastic plate, a paper plate, and it's a selection of unidentified fried objects.
Yeah, UFOs.
There you go.
So let's start with sausages.
Yeah, let's have a sausage.
Might as well.
They like a sausage here.
A little crispy.
Oh, should we get some mustard? The Dutch love a bit of mustard. Mustard, and that very much a Dutch favourite, mayonnaise.
Oh, of course. Yeah. So, back to the sausage with a little bit of mustard.
That's what she said.
Not bad.
I'm going to plump for what I think is just a chicken nugget. I'm going to dip it in the mayonnaise.
It does seem like it's pretty similar in shape and consistency to something from McDonald's, but...
Yeah, that's a chicken nugget. I'll come back to that in a minute.
Let me try one of these chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
See how they are. I might have
a little grey. Everything's a tad grey on the inside, but I think that's what you get when you're from the frozen section in the supermarket.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's alright. Right, let's go for...
Definitely for the €2 option, it's not going to be the worst.
Let's go for our namesake, the squished bitterballen.
Yeah, the bitterballen, so I don't have an oven, and we had to cook them in a pan, and they didn't stay very structurally sound.
No, but flavor-wise,
definitely bitterballen.
Yeah, I'd know that meat paste anywhere.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's better.
I'm coming here, and when I leave the Netherlands, there'll be something I miss.
All right.
Just the flavor. It has it has like, even without the mustard, like it has like a mustardy taste on the inside.
The tang.
And it's so it's really smooth, and it's not. I've seen. You sent me a video of how they make them, and it seems like there's a lot of ingredients that you could have a bitterballen that has like little chunks of different stuff in it, but everyone that I've had is like so. It's like creamy smooth on the inside.
If you haven't had it, basically, it's some kind of meat paste. They pulverize meat, spices into a paste, roll it up into a little ball with flour, breadcrumbs, deep fry the shit out of it. It's pretty good. Yeah, that's about it.
It is really good. And
last but not least, or maybe least, we don't
the balmy hop. Yes, so I think that this is.
I'm going to try it without sauce
from the colonial roots.
Yeah, I believe this has some Indonesian
stolen this
Dutch East Indies influence here, and that's probably why it has the most flavour.
And this one also has a little bit more texture on the inside, versus the bitterballen.
Definitely an Asian influence. Yeah, it's a little bit like a samosa.
A samosa? I don't think I've ever had a samosa. What is a samosa?
Like a square, a triangular Indian pastry that just tastes like this on the inside.
Is it also orange?
No, they're like more of they look like a flaky pastry on the outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like that one. Last and very much not least, I think that's my favourite.
Really? I think so. Out of the quality of these, I think the chicken nugget is going to be at the bottom.
Yeah.
Because it's just a chicken nugget. It was just happened to be in the party pack.
Yeah, and it's not 3 a.m. and I'm not pissed in McDonald's.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it's going right to the top.
The sausage...
The sausage is standard.
The sausage is standard, but in comparison to the bitterballen is just like... I think it might have lost some points from the structural damage that it took.
It did get a little greasy in there.
Yeah, definitely a little greasy.
But it's supposed to be a little bit greasy.
Yeah, I'll go sausage, then bitterballen, and then the balmy hopias at the top. Just because out of the in this specific pack.
This made me try. Well, it has made me want to try a high quality one.
Really tasty. It's a little sweet too.
I enjoyed being friends with you, Rob, but I may have done something to annoy you.
Uh-oh. That's fish.
I saw it in the supermarket, and I couldn't resist.
So,
how do you feel about looking at it right now?
It's very slimy.
Yep.
And it actually looks like... So I know I got these when I was a kid. You get a package that was long, and you get like either just little pretzel sticks or little crackers in them, and then a dip at the end. But instead, it's just a long fish tail.
Yeah.
2 fish tails, actually. And what is that at the end? Is that just onion?
Chopped up onion,
just chopped up onion.
So one of the most famous tourist-wise dishes is herring that is just raw and has been left to not putrefy.
I think it's pickled. Like it's like salted pickled herring.
Yeah, and the way it's a delicacy. I say delicacy. It's popular here, but often with tourists, they're not a fan. And I think the way you're supposed to eat it is throw your head back and deep throat it. You up for it?
I'll have a bite. I'm definitely not eating the whole thing.
I can't promise I'll eat the whole thing either. Let's start with the smell. Do you want to know how it gets made? Before or after we eat it? Do you want to know how the proverbial sausage is made?
I mean, I know that it's the way that it's like pickled. The bones get really soft or something.
Before that. So basically, when they get it on the boat, immediately they gut it, but they leave the pancreas.
Yeah, but you always do that with any fish.
No, but I mean like immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, on the boat, and then they leave the pancreas in. And the pancreatic enzymes then are the bacteria that cause the rest of the fish to cure.
Okay.
But cure is my best guess. Let's start with the smell. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, well, it just smells like a fish market, really. It's not a good smell.
It's not like super fishy though.
No. And then what do? Do we just dip it in these onions?
See, I'm really not sure.
Oh, I don't like the way this feels.
Real slimy.
I'm already being very much put off by this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really don't know. Is it a dip operation? Does it even stick? I think I'm just going to take a bite.
Yeah.
Because it's just going to be one. All right. That almost came back up. Oh, my Christ. That is not good. I'm not a fan of that.
No, that's rough.
Yeah, let me get some of these onions.
Yeah, the onions made a big difference.
I think I'm
Get some onions in there.
I'm just going to chop on some onions.
Yeah.
Have a little sip of this.
Yeah.
That's rough. It's soft, though. It's definitely edible. If you
Yeah. Hold on. We're just going to wash our hands because they're covered in fish juices.
Give me this fucking balmy hop, yes. I need this shit right now.
What were you saying, Rob?
Balmy hop, yes, has never tasted better in my life.
On the second tasting as well.
Even better. I think it's going straight to the top. Definitely a big thing in the Netherlands eating that kind of fish. It was herring, right? It's just herring. I think when you get them like from a stand or something, they're usually like really salted as well, like sort of covered in salt as well.
Yeah, I think more onion and more salt would have made it more palatable. I could see myself getting there.
Yeah, the texture's not bad.
Yeah. I think it's like the first time you try sushi. You're either a yes, an absolute no, or you're in the middle, and you can get yourself to a yes. Like, I had to train myself to like olives and red wine, and I'll quaff both happily all day. It wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it was still a little bit... I wouldn't want it on a hangover.
No, of course not.
Don't slap me with that fish on a hangover.
It's not so fishy that it's unbearable, but it does stay in your mouth.
I reckon you could get much more... pungent versions. That was a supermarket version. I think that was herring light. I wouldn't want.
Thank God it was light because that would have been all over my carpet if it was herring max.
First out of vomit and then out of anger at me for buying herring max.
Yeah. So
all right, starters, main, dessert.
Yeah. So what are these called, Ben? They just look like little baby pancakes.
I actually don't know the name. It's called like poftiers or something like that.
Poftiers?
They're little puffy pancakes.
Mm-hmm. They're
about the size of a Beyblade.
No, Beyblades are a little bigger. It's about the size of a 50-cent coin in the United States.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And it's puffy, and it's like a little bit of pancake, and it's delicious.
It's really just a little pancake. I think you're supposed to put powdered sugar on it.
They love a bit of powdered sugar.
Yeah, adds to it. But we also have the special Dutch syrup. So this syrup, what do you think it tastes like, Ben?
It's like slightly licoricey caramel. And I love caramel, but I don't really love licorice. But I'm a big fan of this sauce. I have it on my frozen berries every single day.
So it's not my favorite, and I don't like it too much, but because I'm used to maple syrup, like good Canadian maple syrup.
Have you had golden syrup?
What is golden syrup?
The UK syrup.
Probably. I don't know.
I think you'd remember if you have. This stuff is, I think, the best of all of them, but I would say that.
But the syrup we have now is called Czech Stroop. So it's it's from the Netherlands, and it's got a little stroopwafel something.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing we have. Do you want to have a bite of stroopwafel?
Oh, stroopwafel. So, what do you think about stroopwafel?
I think they're pretty good. I'm not going to go over the moon. It's essentially just a slightly caramelized biscuit. And let's not go too far with this. But
have you had any different flavored stroopwafels?
No.
So
but
they
I
do have.
Do you know how you're supposed to eat them?
How are you supposed to eat them?
You get your coffee.
Oh, and do a dunk?
No. And you just rest it on the top, like the circle. You rest. It's about the size of a stroopwafel is about the same size, slightly bigger than the top of a coffee cup. So you rest it over. The heat from the coffee slightly melts the caramel on the side.
Oh,
makes it really nice.
Wow!
Take a bite.
I will definitely have to try that.
Stroopwafel is probably what most expats take home to their families as a gift. It looks like it's got that waffle imprint, the squares.
Yeah, it's two little waffles.
Very thin.
Really thin waffles with a layer of stroop.
Stroop caramel.
Have you had a fresh stroop waffle?
I haven't, no. I've only had a supermarket.
They're really good at the market.
Mm.
You can just get one, like €1 or something.
Yeah.
They're a little bigger, of course, but they're fresh. And like you're saying, eating it with the coffee, that heats it up a little bit. They're a little bit more gooey.
Yeah.
A little stringy. A little too stringy for me just because it's heated up.
Yeah.
But they also have different flavors as well. You get like banana, raspberry, caramel, salted caramel, chocolate ones, all different. And they have some strange flavors as well, like a lavender and those a little bit.
I don't like anything that tastes like flowers, apart from gin with tonic. But anything in the food area, don't put flowers in it. I'm not a fan. So I want to ask, in general, we've tried a few specific Dutch foods, but what's your general opinion of Dutch cuisine? What are your first impressions? What do you think of it?
I was surprised by how fried everything is.
Yeah, they love fried. Salty fried stuff is popular. And
it's outstanding to see how well in shape most of the populace is, because you'd think with some of their standards of foods like croquettes and bitterballs, they look like Texans.
Yeah. What I think is interesting about it, Dutch cuisine, maybe not the cuisine, more the culture of food, is they're so much less interested in food than other countries. Mm-hmm. If you put like Italy, Spain, France at the top of that pyramid, where food is life, you know what I mean? A meal is everything. I would say the Netherlands is near the bottom. Food is fuel and little more. Like, they eat just purely because they can. A lot of my Dutch colleagues, lunch for them is just bread and cheese. So all they're having to have bread and cheese every day. I have a bowl of rice or pasta or something. And they also, not a personal experience, but I've heard that they find it kind of weird to have 2 warm meals in a day. So if you have a warm lunch, they'd be confused and ask you, why are you having a warm lunch? You can't have a warm dinner as well. Which is that
is definitely an interesting cultural thing.
Yeah.
In America, you could have a warm everything. You could have a warm pre-breakfast, a warm breakfast, a warm post-breakfast, a warm pre-lunch.
Second breakfast, brunch.
Later.
11. And on top of that, what I think about Dutch food is they've got great individual things. Like their bread is fucking great. Dutch bread is really nice. I think they're really good bread.
It's good. It's just bread, though.
Nah, I think when you get into all the varieties, I think it's really well made.
Well, I have a bakery down here, and we get some fresh stuff.
Yeah.
I think the croissants are great.
That's French.
But I've never had a French croissant, so...
Ah, true.
It's got to be the
cheeses are lovely.
Oh, the cheeses, yeah.
They're really good cheese. The cheese market on a Saturday where all the free samples are out, I make. That's where I make my money back.
There's about 3 or 4 cheese carts. So you go to the first one, you take a sample. You go to the second one, take a sample. Go to the third one, take a sample. Go back to the first one, take your second sample.
I like to go for
change
2.
your shirt, put on a fake mustache.
I like to go for 2, or if I'm feeling brave, 3 samples of the same one. But you have to go through the whole charade. They look at me, they know I'm not going to buy anything. Yeah. I know I'm not going to buy anything. but I'm eating their food, so I have to taste it in a way that like I'm considering it. Like, yeah, this is a pretty good one. What do you think? And then I go and try another one, and I'm like, yeah, it's okay, and then just turn and walk away. You can't. You have to play the game.
I'm more of a fan of younger cheeses. Do you like sharp?
I like mature.
Yeah, some mature, sharp cheeses.
Yeah.
I like some of the cheeses that are like really young that you get at the cheese market are so good that you take like the little cube and it almost like melts in your mouth. That's how creamy it is.
Yeah,
it's just,
very creamy cheeses. So I was saying they've got good breads, good cheeses, and I think like you go to the supermarket, everything's fresh, nice, all the ingredients. They've got all great ingredients, but they don't seem to care about. No, food's just not that important to them, so they're not big on making the big meals. You know what I mean? One of their favourite meals is something called stem pot, which is just anything you can find mixed up with mashed potato. And I'm a big mashed potato fan. They put gravy on it, which is even better. But it's not. You're not Mediterranean cuisine.
This probably, since it's the culture, probably goes back to the thing that we were talking about with directness and how they just want to be efficient. You got food.
Yeah.
It needs to fuel your body.
Yeah.
Just put it in your body.
Yeah.
Don't make a big deal of it.
And they're not,
just eat the food.
They're not unhealthy because of it.
Yeah.
They're all healthy-looking people, so it's clearly working for them.
Maybe it's something about that hot meals make you so fat.
Yeah.
Maybe more cold meals.
Yeah. So, I mean, ingredients, great. Specific, like individually, meals, less so, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, unless you're going to go to a Boral and have some of these snacks.
The snacks
because
are great.
They do them very well because it's in that fried food sort of category. And that's, they do that really well.
They make lovely chips, fries.
They do. Yeah. They really do.
Although it is about 90% mayonnaise, and I'm a big mayonnaise fan. But they
do put a lot.
Yeah.
You always have to ask for it on the side.
Mayonnaise is the norm. It's weird to not have your chips, fries with mayonnaise.
So that's something that we definitely have in the U.S. is fries and some fried food. But the fried food that we have in the U.S. is more like chains that it's like frozen and then fried at all these fast food restaurants. Yeah. Whereas here in the Netherlands, it's more of like fried food that's prepared. Like you see with some of the chip shops, you see them. They get in bags and bags of potatoes, and they're just pressing the potatoes through slicers, throwing them in the them in the fryer. It's fresh. It's not frozen, pre-frozen.
I'd love to say I already know this, but I don't want to sound like a pretentious twat. When I was looking a little bit into Dutch food, somewhere pointed me towards a Van Gogh painting. Van Gogh, I'm not sure on the pronunciation, which is called the Potato Eaters. Which I think that is a very Dutch area. That painting, if you're looking at that painting, I think you're looking at Holland. It's a family sitting around eating potatoes, painted by their most famous painter. I think it sums up Dutch food as well very well. That's direct.
Yeah, definitely direct. And like you were saying, they do have all the ingredients. They grow a lot of potatoes, and they're also within Europe one of the biggest exporters of produce. Because they've reclaimed all the land, they have a lot of the water and irrigation and all that sort of infrastructure, and they send out massive quantities of produce to the rest of the world, exporting.
Yeah, and they don't have any hilly areas to contend with.
Yeah, exactly. It's all
very
flat.
arable farmland. Good. All right. Shall we have a little break, a little shot?
Sure, yeah. Another shot, and we have 2 cans, so let's get you want to open the cans first to get the little sound effect?
Yeah.
Oh,
lovely. It's a very satisfying sound.
That's some ASMR kind of stuff. So let's have another shot of the Jennifer.
The bottle. It's not going to be satisfying, this sound.
Yeah, no. No sound at all. And now that we've had our share of Dutch cuisine, come back to the Jennifer and see what our thoughts are.
See how it complements.
Is it a palate cleanser? Does it complement? It's up to you.
There you go.
Thank you, Ben.
All right.
I like your shirt today. It's wonderful. Ben's wearing a gray T-shirt that has a little pocket on it, and the pattern on it is extremely tropical with some leaves and flora and fauna and birds and just wonderful colors.
People who know me know I'm a fan of a loud shirt.
And some short shorts.
Yeah. And my little socks.
Yeah. Oh, the little socks. Literally little socks.
Oh,
so some more Jennifer. Cheers.
It tastes more ginny that time. Adding more in was noticeable.
I think
it tastes like gin.
It's definitely gin. It's definitely in the gin family. But that time, I thought it tasted a little bit more like vodka.
Oh, really?
Just what you were saying, you get the more, it's like tingy, more alcohol-y. I think that's...
that is just the cheapness of the bottle I happen to have bought, though. I have to say.
It's not vodka, it's more of just, rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
Like purified alcohol.
Yeah. It's wall gin. Gin you use to get your paint off your walls. Alright, shall we have a little UK versus US versus Netherlands section?
Yeah, so let's do a little comparison. There's you guys do the Sunday roast in the UK, and we would have something similar to that. You could do a compare thing, just on Thanksgiving. So on Thanksgiving for our holiday, we do pretty much exactly a Sunday roast, just with a big ass turkey in the middle, and some other weird American things. Like, have you ever had the cranberry jelly stuff?
Yeah, we have cranberry sauce.
Yeah,
your Thanksgiving dinner is closer to our Christmas dinner. Which is slightly further, which is a slightly different version of our roast. I wonder what the Dutch have for that. I'm not too sure.
Well, it is a Dutch holiday today. I wonder if they're having nice meals today for White.
It is some kind of Christian.
White Sunday?
Whit Sunday, Whit Monday. This may be their Thanksgiving kind of thing. Well, the UK...
You guys do fish and chips very well.
Yeah, we have lovely fish and chips, but maybe I can't pick this, but I think the most popular dish in the UK is an Indian. Like a curry? Yeah. Everybody fucking loves an Indian in the UK.
And other than Indian and
pies,
bros,
big on pies.
Oh yeah, pies.
Yeah.
So that would be a good transition. What kind of pies do you guys do?
Steak and kidney, chicken, fish.
And when someone said, "Do you want some pie?" That's what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
When you go to the U.S., if there's a menu for anywhere and it says pie, it's gonna be apple pie, blueberry pie, pecan pie, all sweet, all desserts. If you get a good American apple pie, a nice slice of apple pie, it's the same thing. You just apples in the middle with the puff pastry top, nice thick slice with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. That is to die for. The hot and the cold, it's just so sweet. Apple pie is really good in the U.S.
Yeah, so a pie in your mind is sweet.
It's always sweet.
A pie in my mind is savory.
Yeah, and that's a big difference. So
let's go to U.S. food.
Yeah, in the U.S., I grew up on Long Island in New York, and we have two foods that we really, really are behind. One, you could tell it's an export across the world, is New York pizza. There's one here in Leiden called New York pizza. You see that everywhere. You saw New York style pizza, always saying New York. The pizza in New York is the best pizza in the world. People in Chicago would disagree with us. People in Italy would say something else. But the pizza...
People in Italy would throw so many
Yeah, but their pizza is flatbread, weird shit. And in Chicago, they put the pizza the wrong way. They put the cheese and then the sauce on top. They're fucking crazy. But the pizza in New York, especially if you go to New York City, is so good. These slices are big. You're not getting little dinky dink slices.
It is America.
You are getting a fat slice. It's going to be a 90-degree angle. But whenever you eat a New York pizza, you have to fold it. You fold it in half so that you got the crusts, and you tip it back a little bit so that all the grease can run out and drip out the thing before you take a couple bites. But it is so good. And the other one thing that we have in the New York area is bagels. And the bagels are literally to die for.
I fucking love bagels. Yeah.
But you don't even know. You think so? Pizza. You could have different types of pizza, right? You could say, "Oh, this place has this type of pizza." You could see the difference in like, "Oh yeah, I can understand that different pizzas from different places might be slightly different." But when you think, bagel, a bagel's just like a dough ring, right? It can't be that different. You
mean the bagel itself, or the toppings are what's different?
Just the bagel itself.
Yeah.
It's because
see, I only know one type of bagel, and I buy them from in England. There's Asda, famous supermarket, sells 5 New York bagels for £1. And you toast them, you put whatever you want on them, and they're fucking delicious. And that's English, low-quality bagels.
Yeah.
Good. So I'm guessing if you bring that to the top of the bagel world...
And you actually go to New York and you get a fresh one.
Yeah.
Sometimes, the toppings is you can have anything, any type of bagel. But I would go to the bagel store by my house, and sometimes you go and you just go, "What just came out?" And they go, "Sesame." All right, I'll have 2 sesame. Or what just came out? Pumpernickel. Yeah, I'll have 2 pumpernickel. Yeah. Hot, fresh, and the reason.
And what do you put on top of it? Are you a lox?
I like cream cheese. I like
cheese. Yeah. What about smoked salmon?
No, I don't do lox. That's a lot of people in New York do that. The Jewish people in New York, that's
your lox.
You get the bagel, you get the cream cheese, and you get the lox. The schmear.
That's where schmear comes from, isn't it?
Exactly.
Schmear and the cream cheese. Yeah.
But the reason that those 2 foods are so good in New York, like in the New York City area, is because of the water. And the water that you cook with to make the dough for the pizza and to make the dough for the bagels is what makes it so delicious. Like what's in the water. So obviously water's water. And in some places they put fluoride in the water. In some places there's high concentrations of, in Flint, Michigan, there's high concentrations of lead, which is killing children. But in New York, they have, it's high quantities of zinc, I believe, and a couple other minerals and stuff. So that when it's cooked into dough to make bagels and pizzas, it just makes them taste 10,000 times better.
Interesting.
So,
we have a similar thing in the UK, but guess what product our water is most important for?
It's gonna have to be tea.
Tea, of course, yeah. So as you move north down south through the islands, the water gets worse.
Oh,
so
really?
At the top of Scotland, you've got the finest water.
Oh, crystal clear.
Yeah, you're talking from the mountains, the lochs.
And then by the time you're in London, you're drinking out of the Thames.
Yeah, well, that's what we have specifically. Where I'm from, Yorkshire, is in the north of England. We have really good water because we have lots of countryside around us. And they make Yorkshire tea. And the Yorkshire tea is great in Yorkshire, but they had to make a different type of tea for London, because the 2 types of water are different. So we have soft water, and London has hard water.
Yes. There's a similar thing in the U.S. with soft and hard water. And you don't... Sometimes if you have a shower that has hard water, you don't really want to use it because...
I'm gonna upset you, and then I'm going to ask you another question.
Okay.
New York pizza, I've had it. It is very good. That would be my go-to guilty pizza. But if you had to ask me... 1, 2, 3, Chicago, New York, Italy. I'd go Italy, Chicago, New York for going out for a meal kind of thing. But if I'm having a Sunday at home watching TV, I'm going New York style.
If you go to a nice New York restaurant, a New York pizzeria, and you get a slice of Sicilian, it's like a thick one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you've just had because if you
I only had street New York pizza.
Street pizza, if you're paying $1 a slice for these pizzas, it's a great value, and you still get, the New York style, but you get the it's floppy, the cheese is dripping everywhere.
You know you're going more New York as you talk about New York pizza.
Yeah. So
you get the floppy, the cheese is going everywhere.
But if you go to a good place and pay $4 or $5 for your slice of pizza,
all right.
That was one of the best pizzas.
I'll have to believe
it's different. It's different though too, because in Italy, it's not the pizza margherita. Yeah. It's not the same as a cheese pizza in New York.
No,
it's not the same as a cheese pizza.
No, it's all subjective.
Yeah, so it's all.
I want to go back to US food for a second in another way. So obviously you got New York food. People know that, and I'm going to name because America's so fucking massive. There's different. The areas are so different. So you got New York food, you got Tex-Mex, Creole? Is that something? Southwest? Southeast food? I'm talking Louisiana. What's
Louisiana.
the word for that? Creole food?
Yeah, well, so the other thing...
You know, like jambalayas, catfish, that kind of thing. And then I got, guess what I would call California food. You know, health-crazed area. TGI Fridays.
TGI Fridays is the quintessential shit. TGI Fridays, everything that they serve, literally every single thing that they serve, comes in a package that's frozen, and then they put it in the microwave and put it on your plate and serve it to you. That's it.
Still pretty good, though. I mean, I've been to like 2 TGI Fridays. I had a nice time.
Yeah, but the other thing that I wanted to go to quickly about American cuisine, I talked about New York, and that's where I grew up and stuff, and we had pizza bagels.
Yeah.
But
pizza bagels, actually, I think now.
Pizza bagels.
Have you had a pizza bagel?
Pizza bagels you put in the microwave.
Oh, they almost like Hot Pockets?
They're about the same size as these. Maybe a little bigger.
Oh, like little pancakes we had before, yeah.
Yeah, so, but down south, so I've been to, my dad lives in Myrtle Beach now. So is in South Carolina. And in South Carolina, Georgia, that sort of area, they have more of that southern food.
Is this the start of the South?
The start of the South is like Virginia. So like
just above?
Yeah, so where Washington, D.C. is in between Maryland and Virginia.
Yeah.
And then Virginia is like sort of gradiated to be north and south.
Yeah.
And then like North Carolina is just underneath that, and that's definitely in the south. South Carolina is definitely in the south.
Full on south.
Then Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, the southeast area.
I've seen deliveries.
And the best thing that I've had there in the south, I didn't grow up with it, but the fried chicken. You get a big fried chicken, some macaroni and cheese, applesauce, a biscuit, not the biscuit you're thinking about.
No, I know.
It's like a big circular
scone,
puffy. Yeah, it's more like scone, but it's just bread.
Yeah.
And it's hot and so soft. It's got little butter on the inside. That food is more greasy than the food here. But the fried chicken down in the south is so good.
When I was in America, I was staying in the Bronx and New Jersey, so outside areas of New York. And we went to just one of these places where it said like $8, half a chicken, all the sides, all the fixins or something like that.
Yeah, fixins, absolutely.
Yeah. And we went in these places, right? Pretty much anywhere. And I was traveling with my friend, and my mate he's 6'7", and he weighs 23 stone or 130 kilos, which I think is like...
Was he able to put it all down?
Close. No, we had to share meals, man. We're just not used to those portion sizes.
Yeah, the portions are huge.
Yeah, you get a lot for your money.
Well, Ben, we definitely had that Jennifer and fish go to us.
Yeah.
So this might be a little bit of a longer episode.
It might be. All right, time for a bit of advice. Lie advice.
Oh. Still the worst name ever.
Until it gets better, which is impossible. We'll stick with it.
Lied advice.
So, Rob, what are we looking at today?
So this week, our advice for people that are in Leiden, going on the topic of food, I have a restaurant that I would like to, say that is really good to go to.
Fantastic.
And it's just near the Moorsport, which is on the west side of town. It's the Western Gate, the Moorsport. Just outside of there is a place called De La Soul, and it has soul food.
Soul food is American food, right?
Yeah, it's like an American.
That's the word I was looking for earlier. Creole food is soul food.
Soul food.
Yeah.
So it's called De La Soul. It has the theme of the restaurant is like music, like soul music, Jimi Hendrix, Aretha Franklin, all this kind of stuff. But the food that they have there is absolutely top notch. It's really, really good. I've had food in the south.
What did you have?
So I had a steak. It was really good. But my girlfriend Siobhan had a vegetarian lasagna.
Ooh, I love vegetarian.
It was really interesting. and just the quality of the food there and the location and the people that are there. They can make, if you make a reservation, it's not like a really fancy place, but if you make a reservation, they'll make like a little card for you that says reserved for Mr. Da-da-da or Mrs. Whoever.
Yeah.
They treat you really nice there. It's I like the feel, like the atmosphere within the restaurant is really nice. And again, the location is just on like the Haarlemmer Straat, but on the west side, right next to the Morsport.
Yeah, it's a nice location. I know. Oh, pretty good advice section. Check out De La Soul, and if you find a good restaurant, please let us know.
Yeah. So that's going to wrap up the episode for this week about Dutch food. Let's do another shot at Jennifer just to finish it off.
Yeah. Seems appropriate.
Seems very appropriate. And let us know if you guys have any information about other Dutch foods we should try. Maybe if we did the herring slightly wrong, and let us know.
Yeah. And, I did try and slide it into my gullet.
Oh.
Gusset. Gullet?
I think it's gullet.
Gusset is the cradle of your underwear.
Oh, is it?
That's not where I slid.
Is that where you slid it? Man, I think you were eating.
I'd had a Geneva.
So, right, cheers.
Which we should mention, we're now on the Big Heads Media Network.
Yeah, we are.
Did we mention that last week? I
don't think we did, but we're in now a family of podcasts.
Yes, from Michigan.
Well, it's based out of Michigan, but the podcasts are very international, all different topics. Literally anything you could think of, there's a podcast for you on this network.
Do you like crime and beer? There's a podcast for that.
Yeah,
do you like conspiracy theories? There's a podcast for that.
If you have young kids and you want to figure out how to entertain them, there's something for that. If you any sport, all the sports, every sport you think of, they have all the sports.
It's bigheadsmedia.com. We're on there with a bunch of other fantastic podcasts. So check it out.
Definitely check it out. Cheers.
Right, cheers.
And a shot of Jennifer. Woo!
Third time's a charm.
Third time's definitely a charm. That one gave me goosebumps.
All right, call it that.
Let's call it there.